everybody. It's Peggy with Natural Awakening Chicago, and I am so excited today to launch a whole new series with our conscious eating section and taking you through reviews of wonderful recipes and the stories behind them. And today I am with storyteller, journalist, author, and speaker Veronica Hinke. Welcome, Veronica.
Well, hello, Peggy. Welcome to my seasonal kitchen.
Welcome, welcome. This is so much fun. I'm so excited that we're going to be able to go on this path of exploring a lot of the recipes that you provide every month in Natural Awakening Chicago and review some of the stories behind them and the wonderful food history and the health and nutrition benefits as well.
Well, there are so many nutrients with the food item that we're going to showcase today, pears.
Yeah, so in our November 2023 issue, Veronica has provided a wonderful recipe for poached pears in wine, which is a simple to prepare, yet very elegant dessert for a weeknight or for Thanksgiving or other holidays and special occasions.
Isn't that beautiful? This is one of the pears ready to
Mhm.
go for a special dessert or a nice snack. If you're having friends over for a movie night or something, you can make this and it'll make your house smell fabulous too and very
Oh yeah,
seasonal.
wonderful fall spices and seasonings, and we'll go through that in a moment. But I just wanted to kind of let everybody know a little bit about you. You are a speaker and a journalist and a food stylist and a food expert, but you're also fascinated with the Titanic and an author of two books, including an official Titanic cookbook.
Yes, my Titanic cookbook just came out 2 weeks ago. And it also has very simple, straightforward recipes with easy to find ingredients.
Mhm.
And I love the stories that each recipe is related to. And I just find it really fascinating to tie food to history and storytelling.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, today we're going to be talking about poached pears in wine. And, pears are in the palm family along with apples. There's more than 3,000 varieties of pears. About 10 of them are common for us to find in the markets in the US, probably more like about five, Bosque and Anjou and a few of the other ones. But pears go back in history, what, like to about 2000 BC?
At least, yes.
Yeah. So what's a little bit of the nutritional benefits of pears?
Well, first of all, pears are a great source of fiber, and they also provide vitamins A and K,
Mhm.
potassium and folate. They're just a wonderful nutritional item that you can eat just as it is. As we
Mhm.
all know, I love to do special things with pears. Um, One of the reasons I love pears so much is because they really scream fall. And I just really love to embrace the seasonal ingredients, as you know.
Mhm.
Um, a pin here that I'm wearing, if it's a pear pin, is a design of from the 1930s by Marion Weaver. And she also loved to highlight seasonal fruits and vegetables in her designs for buttons and pins. So it's all about pears today because they're so healthy for you.
So poached pears kind of has almost a French cooking sound to it, but what can you tell us about poaching and fruit and pears that it all works so well? And what is poaching actually before you even do that?
Well, to put it in very simple terms, poaching is just sort of like giving a warm bath. Just like if you've ever poached eggs, you want to very carefully, gently roll the egg in the hot water, in the very hot water on the stove top. And in this case, with pears, you do the same type of technique with red wine. And I
Mhm.
love to use a Pinot Noir. It's delicious. Just drinking it as wine, and it really is perfect for these pears. So you want to poach it so that it gets a beautiful color and
Mhm.
also so that flavor of the red wine, which is so indicative of fall, really gets into the fibers of the pear.
Yeah. And I would imagine in the poaching process that the alcohol is going to cook off.
It is, if you have any concerns about the effects of the alcohol. You don't have to drink the wine afterwards, and you will not get affected by the pear. I will say though that if you like wine, it's a lot like a mulled wine with all the spices and honey that gets simmered into it. So it's a wonderful treat to have in a teacup served alongside with your dessert.
Yeah. I can just imagine the aroma as this is simmering on a crisp fall day with the spices and the red wine and the fruit. So,
oh, you know what? There's star anise in it, those wonderful little flower-shaped spice flowerets. There's vanilla in the simmer, in the wine simmer, and then there is cardamom. You can put in nutmeg, ground cloves. My house right now smells it just smells like autumn. And
yeah. And I would imagine you could substitute other ingredients as well if you can't find some of these locally.
Absolutely. In fact, today I got home from the store and realized, oh, I didn't get the cinnamon sticks. Well, you know what? My dessert presentation isn't going to have a cinnamon stick in it, but I can use a little bit of cinnamon in the wine, and it's the same flavor, and it's just as nice. I do recommend keeping a stash of cinnamon sticks on hand though, because one of the things that really helps make a nutritious dessert crave worthy and like a guiltless pleasure is presentation. And so anything that you can add to embellish your presentation, like the pear here, really helps to make it just a fun thing to serve and really nice to eat.
Yeah, and cinnamon has a lot of health benefits as well.
Yes, it sure does.
And it's warming. So one more question before we get started. Does it matter what type of pear you use? I had mentioned earlier there's about 10 varieties we can find in the US.
It doesn't matter as long as it's one of the ones you mentioned, Peggy. The Anjou, the Basque are very popular pears, but whatever you find at your local store really should work.
Okay, well, let's get started. How do we prepare our poached pears in red wine?
Well, first you want to take a pear and one thing that's really important again with the presentation is we're going to poach these with the stem on. So it has that really pretty look that you want. And then we want to peel the pears, just the very top peel. In other words, very thin, all the way around. And we want to use a little paring knife like this. My grandmother, I don't know why, she just loved pears so much. And I don't know why every time I would go to her house, there'd be pear peelings. She'd be baking with pears. And so this brings back a lot of memories for me. I know a lot of people, get a lot of good memories from cooking and baking. And this is one for me because my grandmother just was always peeling pears with a paring knife. And so I've done a little bit of it myself. And so you want to peel these, like I said, real closely. Don't try to cut off too much of the skin because here's why. You want to make sure you retain that pear shape because again, with the presentation, it's all about making these look really pretty on your plate or in the dessert. Like here, I've used a little, this is actually a champagne glass that you can use or a cocktail glass, something to make it really pretty. So here is a pear. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a Dutch oven, pour the wine in. I put a bottle in the Dutch oven. You don't need to cover the pears completely because you're going to use a spoon to roll them and make sure that all around they're getting the red wine. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to add, I've already got vanilla in there. I've scraped the vanilla pod. I'm going to put in some star anise, some of the cinnamon, just sprinkle it in. And if you're making 4 of these, you want to put in about a half a tablespoon of ground cinnamon and a half a tablespoon of ground nutmeg. Oh, don't you love nutmeg,
Mm-hmm.
Peggy?
So, quick question. If somebody doesn't have access to vanilla beans, can we just use regular vanilla?
You know, you could. It's not going to be the same experience with the wine. The wine is definitely going to be um, affected by that. It's because of the liquid. So if you're a purist wine drinker, you would probably not want to drink that wine with your dessert. But you could definitely use it in a pinch. 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm just going to eyeball this. Let's you put that in the, you know what I need to get, Peggy? It's a big mirror up here so people can see what I'm doing in the Dutch oven. This honey is from a local honey provider here in central Wisconsin. And I just want to give a shout out about always trying to find local ingredients when you can. And I know that all of the readers love to go to farmers markets, and so they're usually able to find local honey there.
Markets and co-ops and a lot of independent grocery stores are going to have some local honey.
Yes. So I'm going to put this on medium heat, medium high on the stove top over here. And what I'm going to do is just like I said, I don't know if you can see back there, but I'll just show you with my hand. I'm just rolling the pears so that they're all covered with the red wine, and I'm simmering them long enough so that they can get so the wine can get cooked in. So for
How long would that be?
15 to 20 minutes of just letting it simmer in, letting that get cooked in, and then the color. You want to make sure that it's like this pear. You can roll it. It's kind of like making Easter eggs, dyeing Easter eggs, where you want to keep, turning them around. Those are actually, that's a good example of poaching.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to just kind of think in terms of that when you poach a pear. And it's so simple. It's just a lovely thing to make. When you use your tongs, the best way to do it. And make sure that all the red wine can drip off. You don't want a lot of excess wine in here because you're going to add some really good cream. Leave that stem on there again and make sure it stays up nice and tall.
Wow, that's an amazing color.
Isn't it pretty? These are just so pretty, and they're so easy to make. You can see how easy. Peggy, I'm so excited. I've been trying to go non-dairy and just more of all the things I've been learning. And I've really been trying to be more plant forward and all non-dairy. And I found a wonderful new non-dairy cream, a whipped cream topping. And I'm going to use that to put on the side of the pear. Let me turn this so you can see how I'm doing this. Just want to put, you want to put something kind of fluffy on the pear, just to kind of a little accent. And then I love to put a nice big leaf of mint to accent it.
Yes, some nice fresh mint.
Yeah,
And if you don't have fresh mint, you could put something else on, or maybe like a couple of raspberries or something.
Well, the reason I love this is because it looks just like almost like the pear leaf that would be there.
I'm just saying if somebody doesn't have fresh mint, they could put a couple berries on or something else.
Or berries, and then you can sprinkle on right on top of the nice white, sprinkle on some of your nutmeg, and you get a really pretty contrast with that. And then, oh, this is one of the reasons I love star anise. On top of the wonderful scent, it's a great garnish. Just make sure that your guests know that they should not put it in their mouth or eat it. It's just, yeah, you definitely don't want to, but you can put a little, give them a star, and then you can garnish the plate, put some mint on the plate or fresh, whatever for leaves, like you were mentioning earlier, whatever they have fresh in the store, just put that out for a leaf. And then you can put mint around the plate and, just give it a little bit of freshness like that. So here, let me hold it up. There.
Wonderful.
And this one, I just want to share one of my little approaches here. I used a gold charger because so many times you see pears wrapped in gold foil. And I thought, it just makes it look more festive and holiday-ish. And these are wonderful for the holidays. You can make, 6 pears in a Dutch oven, and you put that together twice, and you have dessert for a dozen people. And you saw how easy it is when I just did it.
Yeah. Or on a weeknight, if you had time.
Yeah.
Fabulous for the holidays, but fabulous just for fall.
Just for fall. And that's so important because it's such a wonderful time of year.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Veronica. This has been amazing. And I want to let viewers know that you can find this recipe in the November 2023 issue of Natural Awakenings, both in print and on our website at nachicago.com. And Veronica, if people want to learn more about you, what is your website?
Foodstringer.com.
Thank you so much, and we will see you next month.
See you next month. Thank you, Peggy.